entertainment was actually entertaining? When comedy was about being funny, movies were about telling great stories, and you didn't need a political lecture every time you hit play. Great entertainment still exists, it's just getting harder to find. Even the biggest streaming platforms leave audiences disappointed. That's why there's Studio TST, pure entertainment, real comedy, independent films, bold creators, movies, comedy, music, and more, and the home of fearless sketch comedy. That show tonight, entertainment the way you want it. Funny, creative, unapologetic, and agenda-free. Studio TST, the future of entertainment starts here. Join Studio TST today for just $5 a month.
Hello, friends. Do you have a moment so that we may discuss our Lord and Savior Minarchy? No, seriously, I'm just kidding. Hi, my name's Rick Robinson. I am the general manager of KLRNradio.com. We are probably the largest independent podcast network that you've never heard of. We have a little bit of everything, and by that, what I mean to tell you is we have news, pop culture, special events, conspiratainment, true crime, mental health shows, drama productions, and pretty much everything in between. So if you're looking for a new podcast home to grab a little bit of everything that you love all in one place, come check us out. You can find us on X under @KLRNradio. You can find us on our Rumble and our YouTube channels under the same names. You can also find us at KLRNradio.com and pretty much every podcast catcher known to man. So again, feel free to come check us out anytime you like at KLRNradio.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, it's leaking, it's sliding all across the floor. Grooving 2 by 2, stomping for some more. That's when my eyes catch you and my heart begins to sing. Oh, pretty baby, man, can you swing? My feet start to moving as they push me from my chair. My fingers start to snap and wanna run through your hair. I got to get to you, but I get pushed aside.
Good evening to all the pretty babies out there. This is Thursday night, which means it's your early introduction to the weekend. Welcome, everybody, to Disasters in the Making. This is your KLRN source for horrific Hollywood offerings, and damn if we don't have one tonight. How's everybody doing? I'm Brad Slager, getting ready to waltz you down the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but not doing it by myself, because every 2 weeks, as we get into the dark side of the entertainment industry, joining me as always from ScreenRant.com, it's Paul Young. What's going on tonight, Paul?
Well, I am currently in the middle of doing the shimmy slide, so you're going to just have to go on without me for a few minutes.
You couldn't stay in your seat, and you couldn't tap your feet. I gotta admit, I'm kind of vibrating in my chair right now. I'm a bit excited for tonight. It's exactly. This is a movie filled with giggity. That is for damn sure. Yeah, we got quite a lot to unfurl tonight, and I'm under the feeling here this is going to be a 2-parter for us, because we just got that much damned material.
I don't know if I want to talk about this movie for two full shows.
Well,
can we come back to it next year?
I'll say this, Paul. I mean, I can understand your trepidation and your sympathies, and I can only just say tough crap.
I won't lie. When I was watching this movie, it felt like I was watching two movies worth of time. It was just I kept pausing it to see how much time was left, and it felt like it was going backwards.
This what we're touching on here is special tonight. This is a rarity. This is a movie that doesn't come around very often. I'm kind of surprised this even slipped our radar all this time, but I think in the last year or so has really kind of taken on a new level of traction in our bad movie community. So I don't feel that bad about it. It just seems like all of a sudden everybody's noticing this, and it's worthwhile. It is so worthwhile, to the extent that something of an announcement to take place here is that Paul and I were kicking it around earlier, and we're going to kind of go with a theme here for the summer, as we're going to start establishing our Mount Rushmore of bad movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've
Just
come up with
those
a fairly decent list too.
those titles that
List.
need to be carved in stone, etched into granite, as it were, on a butte somewhere. Well, not over a community, because I don't really want to punish people like that. But it's I don't say this lightly, because this movie, I was like, okay, yeah, this is going to be bad. I get it. And I'm watching it, and I'm maybe 10 minutes into it, and I had to hit the pause button. This is the first time I viewed this, and I said, I think we've got a new one. And I kept watching, and it just kept proving itself in that vein. And so, yes, this is going to be our first entry on the mountainous edifice. That's going to be our Mount Rushmore of bad films. What I'm talking about tonight is a film called Champagne and Bullets, or or it's called Road to Revenge,
Or
Get Even.
Get Even.
So,
which is what you're going to feel like doing once you've watched this movie.
yeah, I think
You,
by the
you can watch it for free. It's on Fossum, so you can watch it for free if you would like.
yeah, it's even on Prime too. You could watch it there. But here's a distinction right now. Now, so those are three working titles that this thing has had in its history. You know, this was crafted back in the early 90s, 93. That's why I'm surprised I hadn't heard of this. But
the 90s were ripe with B movie schlock, because that's about the time the Blockbuster and everybody was really getting a foothold in the action movie industry. You know, action and sci-fi and horror. The B movies were really taking off in the home video market. So people were just going nuts on doing. It's like the streaming market is now. People just doing anything they could to make something and put it out there. This fell into that category.
I mean, this was the golden age of upstart filmmakers, because it became acceptable. It was a side venture, actually, in the movie industry, where movies were actually developed strictly for the home rental market, like never intending to see a movie theater. And as a result, it just, had this avalanche of stuff would come out. And so movies of this nature were just so plentiful that sifting through it, there's no shortage of crap, but it really takes something special to happen in order to elevate yourself, in order to float on top of that film. And I don't mean movie film, but I'm talking scum, to float on top of that and become noticed in a polluted estuary of non-functioning water. This one did the trick. I mean, holy cow. What we've got here it's a vanity project. It is one man's dream to be, I don't know, a movie maker.
Is that what he was, though? I mean, this is...
I'm saying it's his dream. I'm not saying he succeeded.
No, I don't even understand how was it self-financed? It had to have been self-financed.
I most certainly think so, because we're not talking about opulent settings. We're not talking about costumery that's extensive. Pretty much show up on the set with what you got on. We've got things like somebody's basement sitting in as a nightclub, and just random things that don't make sense. And it is entirely one man and one man's dream. He would be John DeHart.
And it's funny because, yes, he is the center point of most of this, but man, Wing Hauser steals most of the show.
True.
If not the entire show. I saw somebody's review on this thing, and they called it Wing Hauser's most unhinged performance.
Mm-hmm.
And that is probably putting it very poorly. Like, this is a different level of unhinged. I mean, at one point, he shows up into a scene for no reason, dressed up like Huckleberry Finn, complete with like jean capris and a straw hat, wheels an Indian into a room and then leaves, like a wooden Indian. Like what?
This
By the way,
yeah.
Wing Hauser, I don't know if you're familiar with Wing Hauser, right? I mean, you know.
Yeah, he's the reason he stands out in this film is he's the only person I think that actually has like a resume, movie experience, and I'll even say it, a modicum of talent.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the only two recognizable people in this movie are him and Pamela Jean.
And probably not for her acting, but for her posing.
That's right. Pamela Jean Bryant, former playmate at some point. Somehow he managed to convince her to show up in this thing. And not only that, to make out with him.
Acting
multiple times. She was actually a better actor than he was.
Oh, clearly. Absolutely.
She was actually there's some scenes like where she's recounting some stuff that had happened while she was in LA, that she's pretty good.
No, she's watchable. You know, she didn't repel you from watching anything that she's in. Her co-star, who happens to be the main character in this, was that figure that repels you. So John DeHart, just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here, is Champagne and Bullets, which is directed by John DeHart, written by John DeHart, produced by John DeHart, starring John DeHart, scored by John DeHart, theme song by John DeHart. I mean, damn.
I'm sensing a theme.
This is his vehicle. And for each one of those roles that I have given you for him, directing, writing, producing, starring, singing, he exhibits zero talent. For any of those. This man has a charisma vacuum is why I would describe him when he's on screen, and struggles to behave in even the most natural of ways.
The closest he got to feeling natural was about halfway through that monologue of Hamlet.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, halfway through it, he actually when he actually starts like projecting his voice and raising his hand and to be or not to be, that is the question. And I'm like, the other question is, why am I watching this movie? And I blame Brad.
We're definitely going to hit that scene. Trust me on that.
But that might be the most energetic he becomes throughout the whole film. I don't know if his energy level ever changes from that.
Okay, but in that scene,
it's like he was taking a Xanax smoothie before every scene.
The needle moved in that scene from 0 to 1. Okay, let's not oversell this. Okay,
but it did move,
and I did in my research. It really hasn't been confirmed. It was more of like sideways venture, like kind of people heard this while on the set or something. But he at one point. It said that he might have been injured, like his back hurt or something, and he was on painkillers. And like the singing scene was when that was taking place. So when you see him trying to dance on stage and everything from the waist up is not really moving, that would be why. He was not only in pain, but borderline catatonic. Yes, this is the director and actor at the same time. It is that kind of film. It is magic on behold. So, as I mentioned at the start, we've got 3 different titles for this. Champagne and Bullets, Road to Revenge, and Get Even. Now, these are not only working titles, however, they're also the 3 different versions of this movie that have come out.
Yeah, they kept putting out different versions because the first one cut out all the sex and not, I don't know necessarily the violence, but it cut it all down. There's a sexual assault scene that makes zero sense, by the way. It plays in no part of the story. He just filmed it. He's not even in it. It's really weird. And they added that. So like the first cut was 75 minutes. The next cut was 99 minutes. And then the last cut was an hour and 45 minutes long or something like that.
I haven't seen all the versions of it. So one of them, I believe it's Champagne and Bullets, is the fuller cut. And this is the one that has copious amounts of gratuitous nudity. The other version, I believe, is Road to Revenge, which has maintained most of the film, but excises much of the nudity, I suppose. This is probably the television cut or the cable cut, one of the two. And then one is trimmed down to like just over 70 minutes, and it has different scenes, some of which were shot almost a decade later. That would be the Get Even, and I haven't seen that version yet. So,
yeah, only one I watched was Champagne and Bullets. I watched the one on Prime. So whatever version. Did you watch the Fossum version?
Yeah, that's the one I saw. So that was the full. I'll just say it, the full skin cut. I mean, there's the one I saw, and we'll get into it. But I mean, pretty much any scene with any female is going to involve breasts. That's just the case.
except for Cindy's mom, who just stands around wearing a wig the whole time.
Right. She doesn't get naked, but there's naked women in scenes that she's in, so it still counts. I think the only person,
the nun,
the only female was the nun in the hospital, but I haven't seen the other cemetery. It could very well be that she got naked in one of the other versions. So don't put it past John DeHart to go there.
Well, yeah, maybe. I was trying to look it up. It's like, okay, so Vinegar Syndrome did the re-edit. They did the re-edit called the Get Even cut. So they did that one. And then the first version is 10 minutes shorter. And the 2007, the Get Even version, or Road to Revenge version, was substantially edited and added the erotic scenes. Though they removed the sexual assault, they added the sexual assault for the final Get Even version. So we must have watched the Get Even version.
It's possible. Yeah, because even when you search for this through the streaming services, if you put up Champagne and Bullets, sometimes it'll pull up the Get Even, or it'll offer you the other streaming services with Road to Revenge or such. So, yeah, even pinning down which you saw could be difficult. But whichever one you do get, you're going to just luxuriate in what we're talking about. So yeah, you may not see as many nipples in one version. You may get I think one of them I heard even has a trained poodle that steals scenes that wasn't in the one I saw.
Yeah, that's all that too. And I think that's the final cut they added a scene where he's practicing martial arts. I read that somewhere. I sent that to you as a text. He's practicing martial arts and feeding his pet poodle. That one of the cuts has that in there, and I didn't see that, so I'm guessing.
I'm thinking those are the pickup scenes from a decade later. I mean,
okay, here it is. Champagne and Bullets was the original 1993 cut. Mm-hmm. Road to Revenge, that cut had the most sex and nudity, but the shortened a bunch of scenes for pacing, and it ran 75 minutes. Then the third cut was 89 minutes long. That was the Get Even cut that they finally released on VHS in 93. So I guess this all had a bunch of different releases all at the same time. And it restored much of the sex, nudity, and a new minute-long title sequence and a 2-minute scene of a main character practicing martial arts and feeding his pet poodle. So I'm guessing we did not see that version. So we did not see the Get Even version because there was no poodle in it. Unless I missed the poodle. Did I miss the poodle?
No, because I did too. So,
Well,
that's where we're
okay.
at.
So you're in luck. I was going to look for this for you for Christmas because you can get the best of the worst. Is the third cut? Vinegar Syndrome released all 3 cuts on a Blu-ray in 2021.
Wow.
If you want them, they are $199 on eBay.
And probably sold directly out of John DeHart's garage.
Yes, $200 for the DVD version and the Blu-ray cut of this movie that features all 3 of them. Look, Brad, I like you, and I consider you a good friend. I'm not into this for $200, son.
No, and not a Blu-ray player either to go with it.
No, I mean, I bought you something for Christmas 2 years ago, rented a car, drove all the way down to give it to you. I will not get you a $200 Blu-ray.
All right, well, I'll have to go to Santa for this version.
I will look for the novel though. If I can find the novel, I can tell you right now, you're getting that.
I'm telling you, nobody touched this as a novel because nobody could construct this in any kind of literary fashion.
I kind of want to, dude. I kind of want to take the movie and then throw it through AI and tell it to write me a novel based on the script and just see what it turns out.
And Chat GPT is going to say, your account is now suspended and canceled. Please no longer.
This feels like
contact
something
us.
you would want to use Quill for.
It is. This is such a disjointed narrative on a shoestring budget by an untalented individual with a cast of novices, and the only person who knows how to perform doing whatever the hell he feels like. Because I think Wings Hauser ad-libs every single scene he's in.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt that he's not working off a script at all.
And then I probably should point this out too, that Wings Hauser did pass away recently. It was this March, I believe, is when he left us.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been in the past, 6 to 8 months?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was sometime in March when he passed. And it's, he was a fixture in the very type of movies.
It was last year.
Oh, it was 25?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what? Now it makes sense. The article I read was probably from last year. So that would, okay.
I will say that if we ever get a chance to talk about another Wings Hauser movie, and this is one that I remember watching the trailer for, and I didn't get to write the review, but I wanted to, was Rubber. About the haunted killer tire in the desert. Have you seen that?
Yes.
We could easily discuss that movie during Halloween at any point in time. Robert the Tire.
Right. This is one of the movies that was based on, I think it was either a gag trailer or it was seen in another movie, but like set up as a trailer for somebody to watch in that movie. Like it developed that way. It's kind of like Hobo with a Shotgun.
Yes, that's a great movie.
Yeah,
see,
same thing.
Both of those movies came out about the same time I started working for Screen Rant, and I remember covering them and being very excited about them because it was original content. Didn't get anything more original than a killer tire running around killing people in the desert, and then a hobo with a shotgun. I mean, everything about it was fantastic.
Yeah, there's it's actually gotten to the point where it's a subgenre now in Hollywood where there are movies that were based on fake trailers that ended up becoming made as a result. What was the Robert Rodriguez film he made? It was that 2-parter. And like in the course of the film, there were like trailers for Grindhouse drive-in movies, and
and then one of them turned them into actual movies.
Yeah, one of them was Machete with Danny Trejo, and people were like, "Holy crap! I would spend $30 to watch that movie," and they ended up making it.
and wasn't the other one? Wasn't it Thanksgiving? Wasn't that part of it?
Did it come from that? I didn't know that one, but I'll believe you. Huh.
I'll have to look it up.
So yeah, there's movies of that nature now that are much more watchable than this one. But this one I will say is deeply watchable. I love this one so much. It just is. So we have, this is literally one man's dream that we're talking about here. And John DeHart really felt like he was destined for Hollywood, and Hollywood wouldn't accept him. So he said, that's it. I'm going to kick the door in and make my own feature. And this movie basically proved to everybody that they were correct all along. And this is not to dump on John DeHart. It's just, he was this brash and bold about it, and it just didn't work. And this is a guy that personally is, well, no, I can't go there either. A wannabe Renaissance man, because he wanted to get into filmmaking, but he's also a lawyer, and he's also music producer, and he's also, there's a number of things that he has his hands in, and his advertising on his website even says, and he's good at all of them.
Yeah, well, if you say so.
And it's kind of like this movie where his character is like the preeminent individual of anything. He's a lover. He's the best cop. He's this. And if you don't believe me, just listen to the cast members all saying so, who are saying the lines in the script that he wrote about himself. So that kind of tells you where we're at here.
Now, okay, so real quick, I went and I found it. I found it on Screen Rant because I knew I'd seen it before. So in Grindhouse, there were several fake trailers. Machete became a movie. Werewolf Women of the SS. That was a Rob Zombie joint that never took off anywhere. Edgar Wright's Don't. Thanksgiving was Eli Roth, and it did turn into a movie 16 years later. Hobo with a Shotgun was one of the movies that was a fake trailer, and it also turned into a Rutger Hauer movie. So we were pretty close.
Yeah. And the what he did
I forgot that Hobo with a Shotgun was one of the fake movies.
Right. And when Rodriguez was making that film, he had a bunch of his buddies make trailers up for it. So it was like Eli Roth did his Thanksgiving one and this and that, and people were like, "Damn, that was awesome!" What? And they end up getting greenlit by studios later. So it's
and very low budget.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're talking primarily horror, so you didn't really need a significant amount of money. John DeHart needed a significant amount of money, or I dare say any money.
I couldn't find a budget anywhere online. Did you?
No, and I think, this being a 30-year-old feature, and so far back before that was even like a common production data point. I don't believe he would ever, and if he shot this over the course of years too, that would probably also muddy the waters a bit. So you don't have
the only thing I could find. The only thing I could find is that it was they referenced it as a micro budget.
And this is borne out on screen, yes. All the money he did not have shows up on screen. It's just the easiest way to put it. It's it is so magnificent. We pretty much have to get into things right here. So we start out with three guys crawling through the brush in black jackets that look like they're made out of satin, but they're police jackets. And these are three cops. John DeHart is playing the role of Rick Bode. And along with him is his good buddy, Harry Finney, also by the name of Huck. Huck Finney.
That's so stupid.
Huck Finney is his actual name in this movie. Yes. And then their superior officer who is leading this task force of three by the name of Normed.
Now, William Smith's been in quite a bit, hasn't he? I mean, I've seen his face around.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's had his face in piles of cocaine, is what I'll say. Not knowing the guy, I shouldn't go there, but nonetheless. Here's a little bit of trivia for you, Paul.
Okay.
I did find an interview that he did back in the day.
Oh.
People asked him about that name, Normad. He's referred to Normad, all movie, that's his name. he said it was supposed to be Norman, but it was a typo and it was never corrected.
That's amazing.
That apparently a first draft of the script had it spelled this way and thus was pronounced that way in early shots. And then somebody was like, why are they calling him Normad? Should be Norman, right? And they already shot scenes. So, well, now he's Normad.
Well, that would make sense. So I did get close to a budget. So I guess this is why they didn't have a lot of people doing this thing. So what would you consider? So SAG considers anything under $20,000 to be a micro budget. So that's what SAG considers. Okay. I'm assuming he worked with SAG here and it didn't go against that. But the indie filmmakers in general, just like all indie filmmakers, when you talk to them, they consider micro budgets to be anywhere between 25 and 50. So this thing is anywhere from 20 grand to 50 grand. I'm going to go down onto the lesser side.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think. Okay, you might have to factor in candles at one point.
There were a lot of candles.
So that could boost you about $300, $400. Well,
and they did film it in 16 millimeter instead of 35, so they saved money there so they could spend it on candles.
And then there's your Budweiser budget.
There's a lot of Bud. Yeah,
it's going to run you a lot.
Squibs. There were quite a few squibs.
Okay,
they couldn't blow through. They couldn't blow through paper, but there were squibs.
If we're doing this like in the Price is Right version, I'm going to go 35,000.
Yeah, I'll go with $1. That in case you overbid. Hey, look. Just because you got a low budget though doesn't mean you can't make a good film or write a good story. El Mariachi. Do you remember El Mariachi, the 1992 film?
Oh yeah.
It's great. It's fantastic. $7,000 budget.
Yeah, but you're also talking about Rodriguez, who is somebody with talent.
Yeah, and you've got.
Rodriguez actually can write a script,
right? Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Yeah, once it became a cult hit, then the studio was like, "Holy crap, this guy knows what he's doing, and he can actually write lines that are legible to the human ear, and he's got some skill behind the camera." And
he can spell Norman. But I mean, so you can make good movies that way.
Sure.
Look, this movie is so bad. I for 2 years in a row, I was a judge on a 48-hour film project. And you're familiar with that, right? I mean, we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
And everybody has 48 hours to write a short movie with a short script and edit it, add special effects, redo the color and the sound if you want to, and then, turn it in.
Yeah.
I watched several things that were better than this film. There were several submissions that were better than this film. And one of those submissions didn't even get finished. The camera, they dropped the camera and it broke. So they turned in what they had. And the story just stops. They're like, we broke the camera. We couldn't finish. This is what we got. Right. I was like, oh, daggum. That was better than what we watched in Champagne and Bullets. No,
and I spent a lot of time in film festivals back in the day. I worked at the Fort Lauderdale one. I've been to Sundance and worked at Film Threat, which is a big indie film site. And I saw a number of movies that were shot on next to nothing, but the passion and skill came through nonetheless. And you saw things take place. It was like, you know what? These guys got something. Keep going. Keep doing it. You encourage that. And every so often too, you'll see it at a film festival where there's just this movie that kind of stands out and you're like, oh man, if they just, studio got this and remade it, it would be awesome. It happens. It did not happen in this instance, however. So we're really talking about a magnificent fiasco here. And I can't embrace this movie enough. It's there. It's like we said for the summer, our Mount Rushmore, we are placing our opening entry, Champagne and Bullets. Absolutely.
Now, should we tell people what we're going to be talking about? What the other three films are? Should we wet their
Um,
whistles?
no, I think let's have it be like a reveal each week.
Ooh,
Kind of like our next entry. And then it'll be like an unveiling, and there'll be spotlights on the horizon and an orchestra welling up and a choir giving it, before we pull back the sheet and reveal. I mean, most people I'm sure could probably peg what we're going to be doing, but there could be some surprises in there as well. But
there's at least one surprise because I got you with it.
well, I haven't actually viewed it yet, so I'm going to reserve judgment.
Oh, I believe we already know what that judgment will be.
Okay. I'm not picking up the pickaxe just yet to go at the granite, but maybe we'll see. But we're let's get into this thing. We have our three cops now are in the bush, and they're coming upon a trailer that's in the middle of nowhere, and it's filled up with a bunch of nobodies who are snorting cocaine and putting them in plastic bags. So the cops are creeping up. Normad, as I said, is the superior officer here, and he directs them by, you go over there, you go over there. And he doesn't move. And, then they said, okay, that's it. Normad is shouting from a distance, and he's got a gravelly voice that doesn't project.
Mm-mm.
Hey, you people in that, get out of there with your hands up. It's like, do you want a megaphone, or do you want one of the other guys to take over here? And then he says, and do it now peacefully. We have the place surrounded. No, you don't. You have 3 police officers, for one, that's not surrounding anything. And 2, all 3 of them are right on the same side in front of the trailer. Like, they're all within 15 feet of each other. You're not surrounding anything now.
Yeah, you have 3. First off, you got 3 people. You can't even surround with 3 people because there's going to be space open, so you're never truly surrounded. And second, they're all spread out. They're like,
Yeah.
where did I couldn't figure out where they were, and they're dressed in leather. Like they're all dressed in leather.
I mean, there's just simple geographical math here in that a trailer is a rectangle with 4 sides. You have 3 people, ergo, one side is not going to be covered. Just
Somebody's going to be able to slip out.
We'll play it by the angles. Sure. But
I feel like this entire show or this entire movie, they just told people to wear their own wardrobe. Just bring your own clothes. Because there's no way they had a wardrobe department. I think somebody was credited with a wardrobe department, but I don't think anybody actually did anything on it.
well, that was probably it. Is just send out emails. Hey, can you dress like a cop tomorrow?
I don't even think it's 1993, bro. I don't think there were emails.
This is true. Send a text on the pager. Was that a thing?
All right, so Jimmy Williams was in wardrobe. Who was Jimmy Williams? Jimmy Williams, I think he's done quite a bit, actually. He's had a long career.
Did he play a character in this thing too?
I think he played a character is what I'm looking for. He was Scar. So
oh, really?
he was Scar. He was the dude. So the dude who did wardrobe is also the guy that if you go to the IMDb page for Champagne and Bullets, there's a picture for the trailer, and there's this dude with a scar across his eye. That's the wardrobe guy. That's the guy who did wardrobe.
Nice. I mean, you look at him, and the first thing that comes to mind is fashion.
Fashion, yeah. This old 90s fashion, too. Like early 90s Steven Seagal's type action movie fashion. That's what this reminded me of.
Yes.
All of it. Everything from the high-waisted bikinis to the what is it? The tank top, the like the workout tank top that he's wearing the whole time. You know what I'm talking about? That black tank top with the thin straps on the top and like it opens down to like the bottom of his rib cage.
Yes. It's almost like a Lucador's outfit without the tights. But this is just
He's missing those fat workout pants.
Yeah, so we've got the place surrounded. The guys start. I'm thinking this is a trailer they found out in the woods because it doesn't have any windows. Like the guys show up that are inside. They show up at the windows. There's nothing to open. They just start shooting through them because they've got automatic weapons. They're unloading on the cops. The cops are picking them off one by one. But then Huck Finney captures a bullet.
Yeah, he snags a stray.
Yes, he got clipped, and Normad is yelling at him for not flanking correctly at that point. Like, hold your position. And he's down on the ground, and then Rick has to go over and help him out, and he gets yelled at by Normad for helping the cop that went down.
Hey, I was not there. I'm just saying.
And he was hiding. Well, if you had been, Rick, I think you'd been smart enough to not hide behind a tuft of grass.
Yeah. The shrubbery wasn't exactly shielding them from bullets in an effective manner. But, the place was dead scrub everywhere.
Closer and hide behind these weeds.
While wearing all black.
They're dead.
Brilliant.
Weeds.
Your entire landscape is tan and you're in black outfits. No one's going to find you then.
You got to
just
blame
a shadow.
Blame Scar for that mistake. He was in charge of costuming.
So Huck Finney captures one, but then I guess they kind of killed all the guys, but they leave the scene before there's resolution. It's just, we're done. Flash pan to a hearing.
A year later. There's a whole year goes by.
Yeah. So
no. We got to go back a second. Rewind that. Because the reason that we jump forward a year is Normad's like, I told you to stay put. And he's like, well, our buddy just got shot. That's what the heart's saying. He's like, well, Hal's just got shot. You need to cut him some slack. He goes, I can't cut him any slack. Or he says, you guys are worthless or something like that. And then he just he knees him fight. The fight choreography in this movie is off the chain. They would have been better off hiring WWE wrestlers to stand in for the fight scenes, because every move is telegraphed by DeHart and then just overplayed for drama by the person receiving the hit from DeHart. I think even the punching bag in that warm up scene he's fighting is faking it. There's some terrible stuff in there.
Well, I mean, you calling it choreography kind of upsets me. I don't. There was
that's
one
why he
scene,
gets upset. He you screwed up terribly. This is the worst. You just screwed up. You don't even know how bad you've screwed up. And then they cut back. And then we jump forward a year.
And so now we're at a hearing, and Normad is. I can't tell you how much I love calling him that. Normad is testifying against the other two. So Rick and Huck are at the other table. What the hell is Huck wearing in this? The shirt looks like beer labels or something all over it.
Yes. Dude, I told you. I think he brought his own wardrobe.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
This whole scene, look, The Asylum has better budgets for movies in the 90s than this thing did. Because they at least knew how to hide stuff in the black, right? Things that they couldn't afford, they'll hide it in the dark. And you knew it was low budget, but it didn't look like it was low budget at the time. They're sitting at folding tables.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing is, if you don't have the budget, you shoot close,
right?
Go back in the 50s, if they're doing a scene like in a cockpit of an airplane that they couldn't afford, they'll have like a swinging steering wheel in front of them and the high back chairs and such, but they don't give you a wide cockpit shot so you can see all the mechanics they don't have. It's very close, tight. John DeHart doesn't have that skill. No, just go for it. Go for a wide pan here. Show them how little money we have.
Yeah, now, it's terrible. Where they're supposed to be at a tribunal? Is that where they're at? They're at a tribunal.
It's like a hearing or a penalty hearing, if you want to call it that. I don't know, but Normad cracks me up because his dialogue here is just fantastic. He first says he's going into how he's accusing the two of them of being drug users.
How much do you think he made up of this?
Oh no, I think this is John DeHart at the typewriter thinking he is weaving gold, because
You think so?
Oh, the stuff that comes out of his mouth is
It's amazing.
unnatural and overwieldy. He's describing the two cops. Basically, he's framing them. He's trying to accuse both of them of being drug users on the job. And to the credit of the guy running the hearing, who you can't hear because they don't do audio coverage. The camera is on Normad, but he's talking behind the camera, so you can barely hear him. He's like, "Did you punish them for using drugs?" "Well, I thought about it, but I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt."
The benefit of the doubt is what he says. And I witnessed them taking a dollar bill and rolling it into a small tube.
No, Paul. You have to be accurate here. Because this is a cop telling other cops about how somebody used drugs. And basically, you would tell a cop, "Yeah, I saw him snorting coke," right? Most cops understand this. No, he says,
He puts it in his nostril.
"I saw him take out a matchbook and roll it into the shape of a straw. And then he used that straw, placing it in his right nostril. They then used their one finger to close the opposing left nostril, at which point in time they then inhaled through the straw, mind you." We get it. The part I love, though, he's trying to paint him as meeting with some unsavory characters at one point. "Well, I knew they were a bad guy because they arrived in a panderer's vehicle and it had a myriad of fancy paint." I mean, pause. I just had to sit back and just let that sink in. I've never once heard of a panderer's vehicle in my life. I got to be honest with you.
And the scene goes on. It's not a short scene.
No, it is
not. And DeHart goes back and forth. Like there will be some moments in this movie where the scenes are 30 to 45 seconds. 1 minute maybe at most. Like the scene where he goes and with Cindy to go get her clothes from her parents' house, right? And that was a complete weird time. That scene it can't be more than a minute and a half, 2 minutes long, right? It's a really short scene. I think the longest part of that scene is him trying to figure out how to put the Jeep in gear to drive off, which is amazing. By the way, I drive a Jeep Wrangler. I drive a Jeep Sport. He was driving a Suzuki. I drive an actual Jeep, and it's a stick shift, and it's amazing. But watching him try to put that thing in gear I was dying. But then other scenes like this one and the shimmy slide or the worship Satan scene, they feel like they're like a scene from Family Guy where it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't sure where to stop.
No, keep going. This is vital stuff that we're repeating over and over and over.
Oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying though, right? Like it.
Oh yeah. It is. It's just at some point you're like, what?
Everything's so off kilter.
Can we clip here? So we're at the hearing, and Huck Finney, God, I love that name. He can't abide things anymore.
No.
I'm being framed. This is a bunch of bull crap. He stands up. He's pointing. The guy running the hearing yells and "Sit down. You will sit now." "No, I won't. Shut up." And then the cops try to intervene. He starts getting into a fight with the cops.
He punches a cop in the stomach. That's their go-to move, by the way.
But they're cops. Punches. At this point in time, they're cops.
So right. They haven't lost their job yet. And he punches the cop in the stomach and they all grab him. He goes, I'm okay. Like you just assaulted a police officer in a court, allegedly a court of law. Just putting your hands up and saying, I'm gonna get let me go. I'm okay. I think you've lost it at that point, brother. It might be too late for that.
Yeah. So this begins the downward descent of Huck Finney. His life is now going to be on a downward slide throughout this movie, and it's going to be fun to watch. About the only thing fun.
And it has zero to do with the plot.
Well, outside of the fact that he loses his job, I think was the setup for that. But you could pretty much just do that in about 10 seconds of screen time and dialogue, but no.
But you didn't need Huck is an unneeded character throughout this entire film. He's completely unneeded. The only thing he adds is at the end where he shows up to help his buddy. But you could have easily have just made something different. They had come up with a different ending. So Huck is unneeded as a character. Like he is as unneeded as a character as the two lesbians in the bar. I'm assuming that's what they were.
Well, I'm just gonna say Huck Finney was needed in this movie because without him, there would be absolutely zero drama. I mean, he doesn't bring anything for the plot itself, but at least we had him to hang on to as far as stuff. Some stuff happened. You know,
I'll give you that.
It kept me engaged because it's like when you bring Huck back, what's that asshole up to? Something's got to be going sideways in his life now, and surely it will. Trust me.
Every time they bring him in, this is the best part. Every time they bring him back into the movie, he is already drunk or getting drunk or about to be super drunk in the 30 seconds that he's there. He's chewed up all the scenery like a dog with a toy, and he's left nothing else for anybody to do. He is so over the top with everything that he does. There's not a thing else anybody can do in that scene. Like everybody else, you might as well just not talk.
Well, see, and
you're done.
This was also a bit of a paradox for John DeHart because he was a benefit and a detraction for the movie. A benefit in that this is a guy that knows how to act and has done things before. A detraction because any scene he's in, you're seeing somebody with a modicum of talent, and our star John DeVont looks completely inept as a result. He augments the badness, in other words. And
I think they filmed this linearly, right? I think this was a linear filming. In other words, they filmed the script in the order in which it was written. I don't think they came by and filmed and say, hey, today we're going to do the ending because of this special effect or this person's availability. I think they filmed it in a row, page by page as it's written. And I think there were some rewrites that were happening on set because if you watch the film now, and when I bring this up, you're gonna start thinking back and you'll notice this. In the beginning of the movie, Hauser and DeHart are in many scenes. The opening scene, the courtroom scene, the next scene where they're shooting, he's shooting a bow and arrow at a straw thing, and he brings out a shotgun. That scene, the next scene where they're driving where he goes to the bar, and then after that, Hauser and DeHart don't show up in too many scenes extendedly anymore.
Not really.
They're together, but for very short bursts. Not like long extended periods like they do in the beginning of the film. And I think DeHart started noticing that Hauser was more charismatic than him, so started removing him from the, he couldn't get rid of him. Yeah. So he just started reducing what he had to do. Like the scene where he's fighting the boxing bag. He's hitting the heavy bag. And he just comes in dressed like Huckleberry Finn, hands him an Indian, and leaves. And then we just continue to see him working out with the heavy bag with his wooden Indian behind him. Yes. Like, I think that scene originally was supposed to be a lot longer and they were supposed to have some sort of conversation. But at that point, I think DeHart's like, I got to get rid of this dude. I can't have him mucking up my waters.
People's all watching him and not me.
We should call and ask him. We have his number. It's in LA time right now. It's 4 hours behind. It's 5:00. We could call DeHart right now. He's a practicing trial lawyer. We could call him right now and see live on air and see if he answers and is willing to talk about his movie.
Oh God. I don't know that he would want that.
He would probably sue us. Honestly, he would probably sue us for it.
Defamation of honesty. Something like that.
That would be amazing, though, if we could pull that off. Rick, if you had a way of patching in phone numbers right now, I would call this man live on air, and we would try to see if we could get him to talk to us.
I'm looking at the time here. We're definitely going to be doing a second episode, so maybe for that.
Oh, maybe we reach out to him and just say, brother, what were you thinking?
Just that scene right after the the hearing, so I guess they lose their jobs. The next thing is they're shooting a target at a hay bale. And
he's got a bolt action crossbow, and Hauser's just standing there drinking. Everything in this movie was Bud Light, right?
No, it's Bud Light or Budweiser. Like in the apartment, it was Budweiser.
It felt like a Pabst kind of film, truthfully. This felt like or a
Milwaukee's Best.
Or Mad Dog 2020. I felt like some of that should have been in here.
But I love that Rick felt the need to explain how targets work. Yeah. He pulls the arrow out and he puts his finger in the hole. He's like, now you see, in the middle is where you actually want to hit. Thank you.
He's like 5 feet away from the target when he's shooting it too.
And then Wings Hauser or Huck is at the van slugging his Miller Lite. He pulls out a shotgun, doesn't even aim. He just goes blam, hits the center, throws it back in the van, takes his beer back out.
He must have been using slugs because there's no spray pattern on the thing. It's a 12 gauge. He's using a 12 gauge, and they've got both of their vehicles parked like bumper to bumper, front to front. Like one of them needs a jump.
Well, where were they shooting? I mean,
they're like on the side of the road.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like as good a spot as any.
I mean, I think this thing was filmed in somewhere outside of Los Angeles, right? I mean, I don't think it could have been filmed anywhere else.
Yeah. No, it's set in LA for sure. But like this scene didn't do anything. Like I have no idea why that scene is in this movie. It's like a 2-minute scene of them shooting at a target and talking. Nothing was spoken of necessary intent, nothing plot wise. No.
Yeah, there is a little something. There's a little something there.
Did I miss it?
Yeah. It's a setup for the following scene. There is nothing in this script that sets up anything in the future. Everything is for the next scene. That's why I said I think they filmed this linearly. I don't think they filmed it out of sequence because they talk about his job. He's like, oh yeah, he goes, she's always giving you the good work. He's like, well, yeah, we both work for her. Yeah, I work for her. You work for her too. She works for this, and like grabs his nuts or something. And he's like a limo driver. He's like, well, yeah, I got to go pick up all these prom kids tonight and take them to the prom. Oh man, you're so lucky you get to take these prom kids. But the weird thing is like, and this was a big deal, right? This was a big deal back in the late 80s, early 90s. It's like everybody they said was like in high school had nudity in it. Did you ever notice that? But they were all in their 20s.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but when you think about it, you're like, how pervy are you people? You think that this is what the high schoolers need to be looking at.
Well,
but that's the scene. That's what this whole scene is to set up the next scene where he's a limo driver.
Yeah, and it's like flash cut. It's like, yep, well, I got to go do that job. And then it's nighttime and he's driving kids in a limo. And you're like, wait, what the hell just happened? So you're not cops anymore. Got it. Okay. Got it. Like you have to keep up with this movie because it's going to fly that fast. I'm a cop.
I think that was the whole point
arrows,
of it.
and I'm a limo. But the dialogue never explained that. It wasn't like,
no.
So now that we lost our cop jobs and we're driving a limo, okay, now I'm on board. No, I don't figure things out until we're actually in the limo. So he's driving down the road, got 4 kids in the back of this. It's not even a stretch Cadillac, really. It's like an extended Cadillac.
It's probably just like a Ford LTD.
I mean, it was a Caddy, but it wasn't, like one long shot you see. I think that's a limo, but it looked like really the trunk was longer. Because the 4 of them are crammed in the back seat, just like shoulder to shoulder and such, and they're partying and they're throwing stuff at them and joking around. And one girl, for no reason, lowers her top because, of course,
for no reason,
going to the prom, time to get naked.
And I couldn't tell if they were going to the prom or from the prom.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter either way. But I love the fact that then they said, we have to pull over and go to the bathroom. We, all four, had not like, John's going to go take a whiz. Oh, correct, John, all the time. No, all four of them get out and crawl into the woods. And Rick at this point has had enough. He's done with these kids, these damn kids. And he decides to drive off, leave them there. And I'm going to give it to you, Paul.
Because they had to piss.
But the sign off.
Oh,
the line.
Oh my gosh. What did he say?
He leans out the window and says, "Adiosi, Bella Lugosi."
That's right. That's right. Because I texted you while I was watching it. I just said, "Adiosi, Bella Lugosi." You're like, I'm going to. I texted you that, and you went, "I'm going to need some context." I'm like, "Oh, you'll figure it out."
Well, no, you know what? I was in the process. This was the very first time I watched it, and I didn't pick that up. I think I was getting a beer and coming back when he did the sign off, so I missed the line. And you sent that to me, and I was like, "Wrong number? What's going on here, Paul?" And he tipped me to it. So I went back and went, "Oh, there's the gold."
Adiosi, Bella Lugosi. I'm going to get that on somebody.
I'm going to steal
Somebody
that.
on Etsy needs to put that onto a T-shirt.
I was just going to say that needs a T-shirt work right there, but okay.
And it needs to be a picture of him from the movie, but in that animated style for the poster. Which, by the way, I love the poster. It needs to be that picture, and it needs to say "Adiosi, Bella Lugosi" on it, like holding his crossbow.
The poster I can't love enough. I mean,
it's a great poster. I wish I knew who did the poster.
The graphics, the color, the way it's formatted, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it is the solitary indication of inequality in this film whatsoever.
And this is hand drawn. This is not AI did not do this.
No.
Right. This is hand drawn.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
I wish we could find somebody to give credit for, because it's one of my favorite posters. It honestly captures the whole movie. The only part of the movie it doesn't capture, which doesn't make sense, are the palm trees.
Well, that's I think if you're filming in LA, it's mandatory. You just
Normad is in the background. He looks great. Cindy's in the foreground. It's supposed to be his wife, but you see the way she's dressed. You got the one girl that shows up. She's dancing after the shimmy slide. He's holding a crossbow, which, by the way, near the end of the film, where he's going hunting, he's using a regular bow, not a crossbow. So they didn't even call back to the original scene from earlier in the film. He's got a pistol in his other hand, so that's all canon correct. You've got the satanic ritual guy behind the car that they were driving. He's on the motorcycle there, and then is that supposed to be Hauser?
Yeah, that's Huck Finney in the opening scene when he was in the woods.
Okay, so there you go. So look, truthfully, this is probably better than some Marvel posters that come out.
Yeah, I mean, I love this. I love all the, just the way it's formatted. I love the color, and it's just like, holy crap, I want to watch this movie. Well, no, you don't.
Will justice win out over evil? Nobody knows, because that has nothing to do with the film. That's a fantastic tagline. I honestly wish champagne had been misspelled.
Well, on my second viewing, because I even said, I was like, I wonder if they do drink champagne in this. There's
champagne everywhere.
There's no Champagne and Bullet connection necessarily. It's just a kick-ass title. So I mean,
yes, well, there's champagnes, and then they have a bullet drink. Remember, they talk about give my friend a bullet. I want if he wants a bullet. We all want bullets. And did you notice the scene after they got married? I don't know if you know. I know we're going to come back to this later, but where the champagne, and he has a glass of champagne. He's laying on the bed drinking a glass of champagne, and she's dancing. Right after they got married on their honeymoon, when he goes to set the glass down, one of the stage hands, their hand comes in frame and grabs it for him.
Yeah,
before he sets it down. Did you catch that?
Oh yeah, definitely did. It was like, I wonder if he kept missing the table or something.
There's no way they filmed that scene more than once, but I mean,
or they didn't.
Maybe they did.
because a lot of times when you shoot on film too, the camera aperture is wider than what the final cut should be, and a lot of times that's when sometimes like crew or microphones or such will be in the shot because they didn't properly draw in the aspect ratio. So I wonder if that was the case and they just never caught it in post. I mean, but yeah, beautiful right there. Okay. I swear we're not even like 15 minutes into this film right now.
Yeah, adiosi, Bela Lugosi.
Okay, so he gets done with the limo ride, and Rick comes home now dejected. He's roommates now with Huck Finney. These are like 35, 40-year-old men that are now roommates together.
Which doesn't are they roommates at his house? At Hauser's house?
I mean,
I never figured that out because later in the film, Hauser has his own home.
Well, no, I think it's Rick's place because scenes coming up, we hear about how Finney lost his wife and yada yada, and then he lost his job, and now Rick's gonna move out with the broad, and I'm gonna lose. I can't pay rent, and I think I don't know, and.
Yeah, I'm not sure whose place it is because that there's that whole scene with his ex-wife, and he's like, "Oh, this is my house." I can't afford to live here and pay you alimony at the same time. So.
But right before Rick comes home, we're in the apartment. Huck Finney is there in a cowboy hat, ironing his jeans, like a real cowboy. He's got the iron out. Did you catch this though? He doesn't use starch. He pours his beer on his jeans and then irons over it.
I didn't catch that part.
So he's sitting here moving the iron and just tilts the can over the denim and then goes over it. And
I wish Hauser were still alive so we could talk to him about this movie.
And then while he's watching I think a reality program or something, he keeps turning over his shoulder and talking to the Indian mannequin that I don't know why it's in this film.
It's never explained. I rewound it a couple of times to think maybe he talks to it. He says some things to it. And I'm like, maybe it came from somewhere like his father or, it came with the house or he found it when he was drunk. There's nothing, no explanation. I guarantee you Hauser just showed up on set with that thing one day and went, "This is my new buddy. He's an engine."
But John DeHart has never heard of Chekhov's gun. Because that's the dramatic rule that if you show it in the first act, it has to come back in the third act for a reason. So, we have a Indian mannequin. It's got a headdress with a feather, and he talks to it, and it shows up in this movie a couple of times. Like, what's going on? This is going to be called back at some point, right? There's going to be
it just shows up a little bit later. It's in the movie 3 times.
Yeah, and for no reason,
reason,
and it's not like they're always in that room and you see the Indian in the background. It shows up in alternate locations throughout the
He carries it with him. He takes it places. He calls it his best friend. This guy got me through. This guy saved my life. He freaking saved my life, man. He freaking saved my life. He's going to help you. He's going to help you save your life too. And then he just leaves. He's like, there's no story where it's like, "Hey man, look, I was down and out one day, super drunk, sitting on the side of the road. And this Indian fell off the back of a truck and we just sat there and we talked." He goes, "You listen to everything I said. Now I understand he's not real, but to me, in my mind at that time, he was real. And I was able to work some things out. Now I know my life ain't going to get back together, but I didn't end it that night. I took my Indian and we went back to the room and he's been my best buddy ever since. And I think it's going to help you if you need to talk to him too." Nothing. There's nothing like that. I think Hauser just showed up to the film set with an Indian and he's too scary. Nobody wanted to tell him, "Don't bring that Indian on set." He just started doing what he wanted to with it.
I have no idea.
If you were on set and Hauser showed up, that being all crazy, and he's got an Indian, they're like, "What are you doing with that?" He's like, "It's going to be in this next scene." Okay.
I wonder if maybe Wings Hauser at some point realized he was in a complete fiasco and then just kind of, when I'm here, it's going to be my way. Have you
I'm
ever
gonna
been
have
in a
fun.
movie? No, you have not. Have you ever been in a movie? No, you have not. The Indian is in the scene.
And he's
Roll it.
in this movie. And I bet you he got tired of it. He's like, I'm gonna have a good time. This is terrible. I'm gonna have a good time.
I think pretty much by the third shooting day, he was like, F it. We're doing this.
Because there's no interviews, but did you find any? I found nothing.
I saw that one of Normad. It was just like a brief, it was like a paragraph or something. You know, it was like pulled out of something else. And, you know, it was like, in the course of this interview, we talked to him about this other movie he did. And that's what it was. I heard somebody mention, I think it was like on a message board or something. They said that there was like a commentary track or something on one of the editions of this. I would absolutely die to have that. Just to hear the motivation for half of the decisions in this, and every decision in this movie is bat crap lunacy. But I think we're going to get to one of the best scenes in the movie now. So Rick comes home, and clearly Finney is getting ready for a night on the town by ironing his beer-soaked jeans. I swear to God, he did that. It's hilarious. Go back and look. It is. And they decide they're going to go hit the town. Hitting the town entails going to a bar that looks like somebody's basement that has a video games lined up in the background. Like the bar itself, we don't actually get to see. We see them.
Those are some great games, by the way. I went and looked them up.
Oh,
some of those
classics,
games are
though.
expensive. Yeah, they're Jump Bug is hard. Good luck finding one now.
Can't say I've even heard of that one.
Oh yeah, I used to play. It's a classic arcade game from the '80s, like classic quarter eater.
Well, he's they walk into this place and they're all decked out, jeans, long sleeve shirts, cowboy hats. Other people come in dressed attired as well. This is a country bar in Los Angeles. I mean, I had to check myself a couple times. Like, is this Austin or it's LA? Okay, we're in LA. The cowboy bar in LA.
Strip bar, right? Country karaoke strip bar is what I called it.
Sure. They get there and there's a saucy blonde, comely looking lass. This is Rick's ex. And they are somewhat, they're, I don't know, kind of awkward with each other, but he's trying to reconnect with her. And, she's like, so what have you been up to? Now, I mean, if you want to win favor with a woman, I don't think anything is going to get her attention better than, well, I'm not a cop anymore. Like, I'm unemployed and drive a limo on the side as a hustle. Well, what happened? He's like, I don't know, quit, got fired. What's the difference? Kind of a difference. I mean, just didn't feel like being a cop anymore, or did you shoot up a mall full of children? I mean, there could be a difference there. There's more questions here, but she doesn't have them. So they're kind of talking. Finney is doing pretty well with his woman, it seemed like.
All right.
And then everybody comes to the same conclusion. You got to get up there and sing, Rick. Come on. We all want to hear you sing, Rick. Let me just tell you, and you heard the opening.
This movie is making me feel attacked, just so you know.
Okay. All right. Look here. Before we get into the shimmy slide, I did find an interview. He did an interview about this movie in 2016 with the Bristol Bad Film Club out of the UK. So he actually filmed it. Oh, wow. His original script was 16 pages long. And and he just kept adding to it. So this movie just morphed as he was writing it. They just started shooting. He had 16 pages. They started shooting, and then he just kept adding to it as they went.
That's not a script. That's an outline. Gonna do this. Gonna do this. Gonna go there. Gonna see her. She takes her top off. I'm gonna go there.
And so, according to him, we watched the Road to Revenge version. All right, so we've watched the Road to Revenge version. The Get Even version, according to him, is the one that, in quotes, sets the foundation for the martial arts process and some more comic relief with my beautiful lost soul, Pinky the Black Belt Poodle. I want to see Pinky the Black Belt Poodle.
Wow.
So that's the Get Even version. We have to watch it. So he says that I got a number of things in Champagne and Bullets that you're never going to see unless you find a copy of the film on VCR. So the persons that we saw is going to be the ones that weren't available or available after the VHS version. And then if you get the $200 Blu-ray, you can go and get all three versions. That's how you're going to find it.
So that's the one with all the gold. Okay.
Right. And apparently the original version had a much longer satanic scene in it where babies sacrificing.
A longer one? Jeez.
It was longer. Yeah, he goes, they made me cut it down because they wanted the Disneyland version.
Yeah, that's if that scene needed anything, it was more. Stop it. Jeez.
So the limo scene, just because I feel like the limo scene is loosely based on a true story. He had a limo, and one of the drivers started to talk to him, and she was a 20-year-old lady, and one night she started crying and told me she had witnessed what I put in the movie. She had actually seen it. She had witnessed a satanic ritual with a baby killing as a limo driver in Riverside County outside of LA. According to her, it was a cult gathering. They killed a baby. Now, look, we all already know that Hollywood is filled. That's all coming out now, right? So we all know that Hollywood is the Satan believing, or what do they call it? What's it say in the movie? Satan loving drug heads. Is that what the dad calls them?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, you know what? This is not too far from the truth. Like Corey Feldman could have produced some of this with the amount of stuff he's put out. So yeah, I'm going to send you this link for later, and this is a great interview with him. And if we can reach out to him between now and the next show and manage to somehow get him to come on and talk to us, holy hell, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it would. Wow. Well,
all right. I got some information on Shimmy Slide. Let's talk about it because I got some information on it in this interview. Okay.
So yeah, everybody is kind of the opinion that Rick Bode, that would be our writer, director, producer, actor, singer, choreographer, score master, John Hart, is a great, fantastic singer and performer, and they all cajole him on the stage. Thank God the band knows his song, by the way, but he gets up there to sing the Shimmy Slide. You heard that in the opening. I'm just going to read through the lyrics of this because there is not a more banal, uncreative, unimaginative list of lyrics. It's basically, I was sitting in my chair, saw a hot girl, wanted to dance. These are some of the lyrics. I had a couple beers and I'm feeling just right. I'm sweating all over because your dress is so tight. Trying to act cool, but you don't stop. Come on, pretty baby. You make me so hot. It's time to go home. So you jump in your car. I know I got to stop you because my heart is on fire. You say, jump in. Let's go for a ride. Maybe we'll do the Shimmy Slide.
All right. So you ready?
That's the second verse. Like the first one's about, I got my tapping of my toes and it make me want to blow my nose and I'll go out on the floor and I'll move it some more. Holy shit.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you got?
Quote, well, it's got a nice little story and a great little beat. I actually bought the song for the movie and put my vocals on it.
He paid for this.
It's got a nice little story. And I bought it. I bought the song for the movie. I don't know how much he paid for this song, but it had to be half the budget, right?
Well, I was just going to say my budget prediction has gone from $35,000 to now $35,600.
And while he's singing, and they sing the whole song. It's every syllable, every note is played and sung, and he is staring straight at the camera like a dachshund.
No, he's not, Paul. He's staring at the cue cards with the lyrics on them.
Oh, that's got to be what he was doing.
I watched it a second time because it looked like he's almost paralyzed or something. Like I said, he was hopped up on drugs, I think, because of the painkillers.
Right.
But he's up there and he's kind of moving and swaying a bit, but his head is pinned in one direction. And then he cuts to the other side because he's looking at the other cue cards for the lyrics. And he doesn't blink. He barely moves from the waist up because he's definitely reading what he's singing, as I just read to you, with the exact same intonation, by the way. What I just read is him singing.
Well, he said, so you did. So the interviewer says, you didn't write the Shimmy Slide? And he says, no, I didn't. So of the other songs, such as Duet, I had a hand in writing those songs, but the Shimmy Slide, I bought it. It's mine. I own it. It's my copyright, and it was specifically designed for that scene. That song is specifically designed for the scene. And so,
translation, my nephew wrote it for me.
So in the scene, while he's singing, it's the camera's panning around to different people in the audience, I guess. I don't know what else to call them, the bar goers. And there's like this, I guess the two party girls, I mean, they're dressed very early 90s. I mean, they look like they just jumped off the set of Friends, is what it looks like. And they look like they're having a good time. Then was there a black couple in the front row too? And they were all tapping their toes and stuff. And then 4 people get up, and in what appears to be no space, decide to start line dancing, like they're boot scoot boogie, like it was a Billy Ray Cyrus concert.
Because this toe tapper cannot keep people in the seats.
So here's the thing. They hired some people to put the dance together. They weren't friends. We had 100 people around. Someone knew someone else, so that person choreographed the Shimmy Slide. Just some random dude just choreographed it on the spot.
Well, you can't beat the price.
So how long do you think it took them to film this movie? Because I've got the answer in his own words right here.
The whole movie? I'm going to be generous and say 3 weeks.
That's not bad. 20 days.
Ooh.
20 days where you were off by a day.
Okay. Yeah, that tracks. Definitely tracks. But this this song is painful. It's ponderous. So of course it goes on for about 5 minutes of screen time because he sings the verses. There's a musical interlude, at which point in time, 4 heavies come walking in the place, 3 of which are dressed in Western attire, and 1 is a very short, swarthy, middle-aged Italian dude with about a 10 to 11-inch scar across his eye.
Yeah, his name is Scar.
It kind of runs from the jawline up to a point above his eyebrow, just to give you an idea.
And he's famous for wardrobe, don't you know?
I've heard. So they come in and they start harassing the blonde that Rick was trying to reconnect with. Apparently there's a backstory there that they hint at. That's kind of ominous. And this is while Rick is not singing because of the instrumental taking place, at which point in time he doesn't think of stepping off the stage maybe and interrupting what's going on because they're harassing her. And they're like, that's it, I'm sick of you assholes. I'm getting up and moving. So that happens. He finishes up with the final phrase of the song and gets done with the Shimmy Slide, thankfully. Thank God we're done with the song. No, we're not. Because now an instrumental version of said song goes on as a semi-comely woman gets up on stage and promptly begins stripping. Because we haven't had a naked woman in the movie for about 5 minutes. We need to have one. So she's up there doing this striptease, and we cut to the 2 girls at the table Paul just mentioned. One's got a cowboy hat, and the other is very short and very, very bitchy.
Yes. She goes, I can't believe this place. This is not acceptable. This is not. She goes, I was just at your house last weekend. This isn't no worse than what you had going on there.
Well, the short one says, I'm so grossed out by this. It's disgusting. Meanwhile, she's staring at the woman with her eyes wide open and can't take her face off of her. I am so disgusted. This is gross. I can't stand to stop looking at this for another 10 minutes. This is it. I can't. And then her friend, she says, what is it? It was like Sunday school compared to what I saw in your apartment last Friday night. So her friend just called her a whore. And
really more of a slut than anything else.
Yeah. And her response to that is, okay, that was in private residence and this is a public place. So,
right. And then she goes to the bar and asks the bartender, do you have a phone? She says yes, and hands her it's a kitchen wall phone. You remember those old school types of phones for you listeners that are old enough to remember. They hang on the wall and they had a cord that would reach all the way back to your bedroom, and then you could come back with it. And she just hands her this phone and she pulls it up and starts talking. Two things here, Brad.
mm-hmm.
The handset wasn't plugged into anything.
Yes.
And the phone itself wasn't plugged into anything. They just put it up on the counter.
This is an early test model of the cordless.
Yes.
So yeah, the little short one's a narc. We've established that now.
Her name is Karen.
Meanwhile, the blonde, her mother shows up. Mother's got to be about 70 or so. And mother could not be more excited to see a naked woman dancing on stage. I mean,
the mother has a whole bunch of things to say later too. Something about, I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't mean to embarrass you. And she's like, oh, you can't embarrass me. Like he turned the mom into a slut.
Oh yeah, mom's all about it. And so she's like, comes up, oh hi, honey. Well, this is fun. Woohoo! Look at this. What's going on? Okay, mom. Glad to see you out of the closet, I guess. I mean, a very mediocre looking woman dancing naked on stage has this woman all lit up. So that's what she's all about.
I couldn't find the mom in any of the. It's a mom's name Sherry?
Well, this is where I'm leaning. I think it's her grandmother.
No,
because
that is.
Because we have a scene later on where she goes to the house of her parents to collect her clothes, remember?
Right. Oh yeah.
So this old broad's got to be Graham.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's what has you confused about this movie, Paul? That's what doesn't make sense?
No. That is her mom. That's her mom because the lady at the house is her stepmom. Because she said that's what you made. That's how you ran mom off too. Is you forced everything on me, and so that's why mom left.
I missed that little dramatic interlude. I got to be honest. Okay.
All right. So here's a fun thing. How many people do you think he interviewed before choosing Pamela Jean Bryant, former Playmate, for the role of Cindy?
Ooh. Wow. How many? How
many did he interview?
I can't imagine there'd be a stampede of women for this, but this is how I'm going to go with 20.
100. Huh. He auditioned 100 women to be his wife in this film. And he went through SAG. he went through SAG. He went through a SAG agency book is what he said.
Well, this is clearly, as we established, a vanity project for him, but one of the driving forces for this movie was to get broads naked on camera with him.
For extended scenes.
So for him to go through 100 and he ended up with a Playboy Playmate says a lot.
Well, for her to agree.
Well, yeah, that might be it too. It could be. Yeah, because I mean, I'm looking at this from the standpoint of clearly his desire in casting was TNA. There's no shortage of women that would devalue themselves in Hollywood to get on camera. So I'm wondering about his selection process here. What, like the other 99, what were they lacking? Because I mean, clearly acting isn't a priority based on this. I mean, don't get me wrong, she did comparatively well in this movie. It's in her role of Cindy, but not to knock her, pun intended, by the way. The choices that he bypassed is what I'm curious about now.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I have found a video just for you. I will send it to you and Rick later because someone needs to see this of his black belt poodle.
Oh, you found a clip of that?
He has a YouTube video. Yeah, I guess they back in 2013. I guess they did a CinemaCon or something. The Cine family did a sold out screening in LA, and he brought some. That's what it said. He brought some people with him, and he brought some videos. And one of them is of his poodle, Pinky, and she's wearing a black belt. And she's back on her hind legs, and I guess she's doing kung fu for butter. I don't understand how that works, but I am all in on it.
Wow. Okay. That's definitely something.
And he claims, and I don't see this, but he said it's been in a few theaters, and the reaction you get when you release a film, when you're the star, the director, you get the girl, you do the music, you kick the shit out of 20 guys and kill 13. I guess I enjoyed the reaction a lot. Did he beat up 20 dudes and kill 13 in this film?
Maybe he's, I don't know, talking. Maybe many of the fight scenes had multiple takes in them or something. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, near the end, he's shooting bow and arrows into people's necks. But I don't know if he killed 13. I didn't count that.
Yeah, I didn't even think of doing a kill count in here. My head was in so many other areas with this film. I gotta be. Data compilation was very low on my list because so much else was taking place. I mean, geez, with this. So all right, we got to get back into this nonsense here. Holy crap. We're not even like 20 minutes in here. I mean, holy crap. So, all right, old woman is getting excited. Girl stripping on stage. The four people now are confronting. They want the girl. Short Stack, or I'm sorry, Scar, says, okay, I talked to him. He said, grab her and do whatever it takes to get her. Somebody wants the blonde.
But nobody says why, right? There's no reason why?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Just make sure I didn't miss it.
So they got to go through Rick to do it. And so a fight scene breaks out. He says with a question mark, because basically all physical confrontation in the bar fight, quotation marks, is posing, turning sideways and leaning forward and then proceeding to throw a punch each time. Like this isn't just telegraphing a punch. This is waiting for the telegraph to arrive, having them open the envelope, read it, and then accept the punch. And clearly no contact is made. I mean, there's no effort
contact
to even pretend that they're, it's like, let's shoot that scene again and get a little bit closer. Maybe, how about I'll do a different angle so it looks, no, go with what we got. And Wings Hauser is getting into a fight with one of the other goons and hits him repeatedly with an open hand. But it's not a slap. It's like he's hitting him with the base of his palm.
Yeah, it was really odd.
And it gets the guy knocked down, and I swear he had to have ad-libbed this. And he's like, yeah, you want some more, son? And he turns around and grabs his Corona and then shakes and dumps it over the guy's head. That had to, the guy on the ground had no idea that was coming. I'm convinced. That was just acting method right there.
Well, so he asked him, now we're talking about Wings Hauser. This interviewer specifically asks him about working with Wings. And he said, did you give him free reign? Because he seems to be ad-libbing a lot. He goes, well, if he liked my lines, then he said them. If he didn't like them, then he didn't say them. He said he interpreted the character and threw stuff in. So you can't tell if my funny stuff is his funny stuff or his funny stuff is my funny stuff. I tried not to rein him in too much, just as long as he stayed the course, shall we say.
In other words, the answer is yes.
Yes. He said fight. He basically ad-libbed the fight scene.
And thanks to the little bitchy one who called the cops, they showed up almost immediately as the fight is entailed. So and
they're dressed in the absolute squeakiest clean beer pressed suits that they could find.
Oh yeah, they were complete straight from the costume shop. And let's get this scene done. We got to have these returned by 7. Don't spill any beer on them.
Well, no, that's how they pressed them.
Well, yeah, that's how Hauser does it. And yeah, so they show up immediately, and of course, Finn, being an ex-cop as he is, has to start assaulting the cops, and so he gets arrested. Cut scene to the jail, where they have to bail him out. This was approximately 5 hours later.
And that scene is approximately 5 hours long.
Exactly.
And the whole time there's a Foley artist in there that's just they're playing that one Office soundtrack, which is nothing but like an old school 50s typewriter with the ding and everything included, and some background chatter from like Murphy Brown. It sounds like it's a newsroom. Ding.
Well, those Los Angeles police departments are at their busiest at 9 p.m.
Ding.
And so, like, the desk clerk comes up, and they come walking through the doors to the desk clerk, and Rick is there with the blonde and mom. And, they're like, we're here to bail out Harry Finley, please. And then who shows up completely unannounced but perfectly in time is Freddie Motion, the bail bondsman.
And he's got zero to do in this film.
But my friends call me Mo. I'll give this guy credit, though. He delivered. I mean, he knew his role and took it as seriously as possible, and this boy ran with it. Yeah, so, hey, call me Mo here. So we see the paperwork, and I'll take it out, and we got all this, and and he's like wisecracking in between. He's like, we got no problem with this sheet. We got all we got to do is fill out all these fields, and we'll be done. He filled out one line and handed it back to him.
And then took off, and that was the end of his scene.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, and that's what it's going to be. And anyway, big, bada, bing, we know what the bail is. Hey, nice knowing you. My name is Mo, by the way. You got my card. Okay, everybody, we'll see you. Don't forget Mo. Out the door. Holy crap, dude. It's like you got more energy than this entire cast has in the rest of the film. So he thought this was going to launch him into Hollywood, that's for sure. So he files the paperwork, and it's like instantly Finley is released. It's like, well, okay, you're free to go. And like he was standing there the whole time and not in a cell. He comes out wisecracking, hits on a broad for a second. And then Rick, the desk clerk was about the most milquetoast, casual, did nothing antagonistic or anything. Okay, here's your paperwork. Have a good evening. Yeah. And here's a quarter. Go buy yourself a personality.
And I'm thinking, bro, you should have kept that quarter.
It's like, why are you dumping on this guy? He was actually helpful.
Yeah.
And the woman, like they were fighting.
Grandma's standing there, or mom's standing there, not saying a word, saying nothing. She's the one that said, I think right at the beginning of that scene is, I can't be offended, or it takes more than that to offend me, or something.
Yeah. So that was the springing Finley from jail scene.
Well, and you know what the funny part about that was? They did all that Foley background noise for the police officer, whatever. No background noise for the bar scene. There's no clinking glasses, no band in the background, no video games like making sounds against the wall that are in the same scene with him behind him. Nothing. But you got this over anxious typewriter. By the way, I was wrong about the Indian.
Uh-oh.
The Indian belonged to a fella named Joe Udo, Uddo, and he has credit. The Indian's name is Sam, and he's played by Joe Udo's Indian. That's the full credit on IMDb. If you click on top cast and scroll to the bottom. So whoever Joe Udo is, he's not involved with the shooting of this film. I found nothing on Joe Udo and this movie. Nothing. So I don't know who he was or where he came from, but it's his Indian, and nobody knows where it came from.
And now he's famous for it, I guess.
I guess. The thing is there's somebody in Congress named Joe Udo. So if you Google it, Joe Udo get even, everything that comes up is from Politico, from some dude named Joe Udo that works in the House of Representatives.
Currently, he's in there now.
It looks like he was there from 2010 to 2012.
So one term.
One term. I don't know.
So he got primaried, and his opponent probably just ran videos like, "You see that Indian? That's my opponent's responsibility. We can't have that kind of person in Congress."
Yeah, there's zero else to go with it, and this is going to bother me because now I'm going to have to make it my life's goal to find out who this dude is.
Well, that'll be for part 2 then. You got it.
You understand that if I find that Indian and it's an okay price, you might get it for Christmas.
My wife already has side eye for you, Paul.
Hey, I don't want to hear it. I got a pillow with Nicolas Cage's face on it that I carry around the airport that gives me looks.
Yes, you do. Yes,
it's just his eyes sitting out of my backpack.
All right, so it takes us 5 minutes to spring Finley out of jail. Again, could have just done an exterior shot of him coming out, and that would have been fine. But we never would have made Dave. Freddie Motion would not have been in the movie. So here we go. Immediately now we cut to a restaurant. And apparently Rick and Cindy are on the mends. They are starting to re-blossom their relationship. It's such a touching, beautiful reunion of sorts, I guess you could say.
Is this a Mexican restaurant or an Italian restaurant? Because there's Mexican stuff hanging on the walls, but the owner's talking in Italian.
Yeah, you don't usually see a tuxedoed maitre d' in a Mexican place. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying I frequent mini Tapanera. I've not seen tuxedos unless somebody's in a mariachi, maybe. That's just, my experience. Am I racist? I don't think so. I'm a gourmand. But
gourmand.
Yeah, this seems more like an Italian restaurant. He's, as obsequious as possible. Oh, yeah, Mr. Bond, how you doing? Yes, so glad to see my 2 favorite customers. I never tell that to every single customer in the place. You 2 are my favorite. I swear to God, that is the truth. Pour some champagne. Yes, the movie's justified. Champagne and bullets. They're drinking it. And as painful as this is, I think this is supposed to show this is character, that Rick Bode can tell a joke on the fly. So the maitre d's there.
Yes. Did you write these down?
I tried not to, but I can remember them. But the amount of focus on him telling these jokes is almost as if they're crucial to the plot
or character development.
Yeah. So the camera's already in tight on the table, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Nick, I've got a joke for you." And in real life, any maitre d' was like, "Oh, I promise I'll be right back. I have an emergency in the kitchen I have to go take care of." But instead, he's like, "Oh, Rick, it's one of your famous jokes. Please unveil it for us all. We would all love to hear one of your jokes, Rick. Okay, he's telling a joke. Calm down. You're not buying a car. And his joke is, I know, a woman's at a doctor's office. He wants her to disrobe. She's nervous. I don't like disrobing. Can you turn the lights off? Okay. She gets naked. Where do I put my clothes? And the doctor says, you ready for this? Punchline. Doctor says, just put them on top of mine. Pudding. Hey, try to fish. Hey, okay. Whoo. That's not all.
Yeah, there's another one, and I can't remember what it was. It was worse than that one.
The maitre d'. Oh, Mr. Rick, you and your jokes cannot get enough of them. Oh, good, because I have another one. Oh no, my night is made. I'm going to go punch out so I can hang out at your table and hear more of your joke humor that is infallible. I love them all. I mean, the scene is playing out in this fashion. So, okay. And Rick is sitting there like, this is the most animated we see John DeHart in the entire movie when he's telling this joke. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's like suddenly it's like, oh, somebody woke him up.
Like I said, this, and he apparently loves Hamlet. So that Hamlet thing was something that he wanted to be in there on purpose. He's apparently a huge, huge fan of Shakespeare.
You know that is going to be like on a sizzle reel when he's shopping that around to agencies. I made my own film and I can do Shakespeare. So the maitre d' is leaning over, just quivering with anticipation for the next joke. A guy walks into a doctor's office and has a duck on his head.
Oh, that's right. It's the duck joke.
And Rick even says to him, he's like, yeah, I got another one about doctor. We're getting doctors tonight. That's what he says. The medical profession is under the crosshairs of Rick Bode. Walks in with a duck on his head, and the doctor's like, hey, what can I do for you today? You ready? It's coming. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
The duck says, yeah, can you get this guy off my ass?
Hit it, Rick. There it is.
Oh, we go. Zing.
Sorry, you guys say Rick so much, I keep tuning it out because I keep getting triggered.
We're not holding it against you, Rick. Don't worry. Sorry. So, so this establishes Mr. Bode, I guess, as a life of the party. Sure. Got it. The duck said, get this guy off my ass. Woo. And then he and Cindy proceed to sip their champagne and make moon eyes at each other. And I guess what's happening, Paul, is they're rekindling. I guess.
I mean, they make it seem as if they're trying. Do they have a previous relationship? I mean, I guess that's established, but it didn't feel like it did. I mean, it didn't feel like they knew each other prior to this.
Well, he talked about it. You know, like him and when him and Finney were having heart-to-hearts, you know, between ironing their beer jeans, we're saying, you know, it's like, yeah, I lost her. But that ship has sailed until he sees her again. And then he, you know, why did I ever leave you? Which is pretty much the way Rick delivers his lines to the woman that he's passionately in love with. I can't believe we have ever separated ourselves. I feel like as if we are together again. And this is what we should be like. This is the kind of passion I desire in my life with you.
And then she goes on and delivers some good lines. Like, she is out acting him.
Oh yeah, we've established this earlier. She actually kind of knows what she's doing. I think honestly, John DeHart struck a vein of talent here that he wasn't expecting. He just wanted her for her cans. She's a Playboy money. Wait, you're gonna You understand? I need you to take your clothes off in this. Oh yeah, I've done that before. But what's my character motivation? Well, just understand we have a love scene where you have to be naked. And she's like, yes, I've done that too. I can do nude scenes. I'm more than happy to be naked in front of the camera. Now, is there a backstory to my character? Tits out is what I'm talking about. Your tits will have to be on camera. You understand?
The whole time.
I really think that's what he's leaning for, and happened to find an actress as well. So she's doing quite well on camera.
Oh, are you comfortable riding a motorcycle? Will I have a helmet? Yes and no.
Covering your head, your chest, not so much.
No, yes, we can't have those covered up. So just as you understand it, it's like, okay, but now does my character, does she have a traumatic event that is driving her? Tits are going to be in front of a fireplace. Is that good?
And that fireplace, it's the same B-roll footage of the fireplace the whole time until like they get married and then the log falls off the front.
Well, so I love they keep zooming in on like the interstitial is one log smoldering. Okay, you're already in front of a fireplace. We get it. But they do this in between the scenes. So we go from the restaurant to the scene in front of a fireplace. Here's my question for you, Paul.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Who in the living hell is Duke?
Duke. I don't even understand the question.
Right. I do. I got to cut back. I'm sorry. When we were at the restaurant and he's about to tell his joke to the waiter, did you hear how he described it?
I don't think so. If I did, I didn't catch it.
He called it a position joke. I have questions.
A position joke?
Yes. I have a position joke. A woman's in a doctor's office. Huh? Yeah, whatever. So, all right. Yeah, I'm sorry. We go from the restaurant. First, though, we're on a swing in a backyard, a chair swing. And it's the two of them sitting with each other. Mm-hmm. And a lot of shoulder touching. A lot of shoulder touching in this movie, by the way. Even during the love scene. Even when she's completely naked, he makes love to her shoulders quite a bit. But on the swing, too, he's touching them a lot. Mm-hmm. And he's clearly into her. Like, eyes are shooting down the dress. Man, I can't tell you how happy it is that we're together again and all this. Yeah, about that. Since we broke up last time, I was in a Satanist cult.
Like, what?
Now, if ever there was a need for a record scratch on the soundtrack, this would be it. But Rick is trying to get hot and clammy with the hot blonde. And meanwhile, she's confessing to her turn in a Satan cult.
Yeah, you're like, what?
He's like, I'm sorry. I need more information. He sounds legitimately confused by the script that he wrote. But she talks about how, well, I kind of sort of fell into a coven. Like, that's not the kind of thing you don't see coming. Just, I was at the store. I was at Aldi picking out some turnips and stuff. Come home. I'm in a coven. Wow, how that's nutty. And then she goes into the flashback now, and we see a bunch of dark robed figures, crap ton of candles on stems. I mean, the rental here, this is where I'm talking my budget got into $35,000. Few dozen candles, a lot of them on stands, and they're chanting, we love Satan. You hear that scene play out about 57 times in the next 10 minutes. We love Satan. We got it. The word Satan is pronounced more than the word the.
And it's long. That's a whole scene is long.
But Paul, There's some high drama here.
Well, and at some point, so it's a call or response. So Normad's up there, and he will say something, and they'll
But that's
respond.
the drama.
Back.
You just stepped on the drama, Paul.
Well,
We had the
thought that
slow
was
move
already
to the
known.
podium when we find out who the big robed figure. Normad, the Satanist.
For some reason, I thought that was already known, but either way, he will say something, and then the group will say, "We love Satan," and then he'll say something. So they say that about, and you can tell that the extras are kind of getting bored with that whole saying because there's only like 3 of them that say it like at the end. like they're just like they forgot that they're supposed to say it after everything, and there's like blah 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 whatever blah blah.
And and it's just nothing he says is and we are here on earth and we are your minions and we are the people that aren't good enough for you, oh Satan, because we love Satan because we are here on the ground. We love Satan and we are here to do your bidding whenever Satan wants us to do Satan stuff on behalf of Satan. We love Satan. Literally 10 minutes of this.
Yes.
Oh my God. And then the one thing in the scene that's not black is a baby in a white blanket.
Yes.
And Cindy's in the back and loses her mind. You can't do this. I want to get out. Blah, blah, blah. I had no idea you Satanists were bad people.
And where does she get? Like they had her tied up and like
gagged,
right?
There's a big wooden cross upside down and behind the people that are chanting. And then Scar is there. Gasp. And he and somebody else can't stand the fact that she's disrupting this very holy baby sacrifice service. So they grab her, tie her to the upside down cross, and stick a black cloth in her mouth. Shut the blonde up. We got baby killing to do here. And so
they actually do it.
Yes. Well, sort of. I mean, they bring it up to the podium to Normad. Normad the Satanist. God, I cannot give a straight face and say that line. I love it so damn much. And the baby's there, and he raises the knife, and he's like, and you're going to be the supreme sacrifice for Satan. Satan is going to enjoy the loss of your blood. And his hand comes down in about the slowest fashion possible. Clearly not hitting the baby. I mean,
clearly.
Like, get a doll, dude. Come. And every time he raises the knife back up, there's no blood. And as he, quote, stabs it again, we're now with Satanists killing babies in this. By the way, Paul, do you know what kind of baby it was? A human baby.
It was a human baby, that's right, because she calls it a human baby, right?
Yes.
And they sacrificed a human baby. Because I texted you, I'm like, as compared to what other kind of baby?
When you're in a Satan cult, and it's time for blood sacrifice. I mean, when it comes to babies, the human kind are the best. So you gotta go with the human baby at this point in time. Just saying, that's the way it runs. All right, so we're gonna have to leave people on a cliffhanger here with the Satanist cult. I don't have the screen time in front of me, but I think we might be about 30 minutes into this thing at this point.
Nice.
I mean, it is. Yeah, let's see.
No, we're about 45 minutes in.
No, I've got. Let's see, time code right here. Yeah, I got the Satan ceremony at 32 minutes 09.
You sure?
Yeah, I just pulled it up right here. So it's yes, and this is the time of remembrance, he says, or something with the knife in his hand. Yep, 32:19. So we got quite a lot of champagne left here. So we're gonna have to do this part 2 episode coming up in a couple weeks. So get your stemware ready in 2 weeks because we got to find out what's going to happen with Rick, what's going to happen with Huck Finn as he goes through his downward spiral, what's going to happen with the Satan cult, and what's going to happen with our psyche as we have to watch this movie. I mean, these are all cliffhanger entities right here. But I think already we've established that this is a more than worthy entry on our Mount Rushmore of bad films. Our first entry here, Champagne and Bullets. I can't be more thrilled about this. This is going to be a fun summer for you and I. All right, well, let's break here. Top of the hour is almost upon us. So, Paul, where can people find more of you?
You can still find me on Zitter at Movie Paul and Instagram, Movie Paul Jacks. And
And as for myself, I'm available at Town Hall every day with my media column ripped from the headlines, front page of Red State as well. And I got a twice weekly podcast there. And I got more on this network at KLRN. Next Thursday, it's me and Ordy Packard with our vital entertainment news on the Culture Shift. Tuesday nights, I'm with the ever effervescent Aggie Reekin on the Cocktail Lounge, our fun, lighthearted news and other arts and entertainment podcast. And if you need more of me than that, let's face it, you do. If you head over to Jitter, I'm at Martini Shark. All right, Paul, it's going to be part 2 of Champagne and Bullets in 2 weeks. I hope you're up for it. Sounds like you got homework in front of you.
Hey, Paul, you remember when you said you really didn't want to do this show twice and he talked so much that now you have to do this show twice?
Joke's on you, Rick. I won't be here. You're going to have to do it.
Damn it.
Sucker.
Damn it,
Or
man. Wait, that means I have to watch this piece of shit.
No, I'll be here. I'll be here. I think I'll be here. What's the next show?
I don't understand how
Yeah,
you
I'll
can't
be here.
luxuriate in this movie. As bad as it is just, this is amazement for me. But I'll send some Monster Energy drink or such up to Jacksonville for Paul so he can get through part 2 in 2 weeks of Champagne and Bullets right here on Disasters in the Making.
Let's do it again. Oh, you're on fire when I grab you by the hand. Your waist is moving to the rhythm of the band. My eyes swell off as you take me for a ride. Come on, pretty baby, let's do the shit.